If you've been giving away free services to potential clients in order to try and bring them on as a client, and they're just running away and not paying you, I wanted to show you how to solve that right now. And I'll walk through the exact process that I used to do at our last business where we used audits and we got people through a free process and exactly how we did it. And then I'll show you how to build a plan and how to think about it as well at the same time, because you can really truly build a plan like using ChatGPT, and I need to talk you through how to do it. But I'll give you first how we did it, how we closed like multiple millions, or my business partner Michael closed multiple millions doing this, because we had a long sales cycle. It used to be like 3 to 9 months in the sales cycle, and how you can kind of adapt it and take it to give away free services. Because one of the best ways to make money immediately, especially with no case studies, or if you're struggling to get clients, is give something away for free and actually do something for someone in exchange. But there's a few things that you have to do. Otherwise, people will just take the free thing, then bail. It's like they won't care. It's like when you go to the shops and then people have like a free, like a free food or whatever, and they just kind of give it to you. Just walk past, you grab it, and you keep walking. And that's kind of how these people are feeling. So I'll run you through. So the last business I was the co-founder of, I wasn't co-founder, my business partner Michael founded the business. I came into it. We used to sell phone systems. And with phone systems, like the problem with us was we had the issue where we could sell to anyone. And because we could sell to a phone system with a company with 10 employees in Australia or 10,000. So we had an issue around like, how do we actually do this and how do we find our niche and stuff like that. But with the phone systems, we knew the best way to sell somebody a phone system was to show them how much they were being ripped off by another provider so that they could eventually change systems and we could sell it to them. So we had like a 2-point model, because there's this company in Australia called Telstra, and they're like a legacy telephone company. I can't even spell. They're a legacy telephone company, and they just rip people off, because what they do is they purposely make their bills extremely complicated so nobody can understand them, right? And like we knew that like there was much better phone systems out there, like Dialpad, Zoom Phone. There's a few other really, really good ones. And these companies were just wasting so much efficiency and all that kind of stuff. So what we did was we made sure when I did my initial outreach, and I did cold calling for this because I didn't understand marketing or anything like that, is we kind of had a hypothesis of 3 different businesses that we wanted to do it with. We had government agencies, government and local councils. And then we also had non-for-profit, and then we also had healthcare. So these were kind of like the industries that we went after. The reason we went after these is because we knew, as from a provider standpoint, they were most likely to have Telstra. And we used to go after businesses that I actually went from a range of, it usually started, say, about 100 employees, and I did go up to about 10,000 as well. But the thing that mattered was, did they have this very, very specific problem that we wanted to solve with this unique solution? And the way that we got into the businesses, we did a free audit of their phone system. And so the reason free audits work, or there could be financial planners that do free planning sessions. There could be mortgage brokers, free calculations. There could be accountants, free look at your books. Like, it doesn't matter what it is. It's anything for free. It's a way to get people in the door so they can trust you more. Because when we look at any potential customer, right, we look at on the left is a stranger and on the right is a trusted advisor. The way you move someone from a stranger to a trusted advisor is spend time with them to build familiarity or give them value, right? These are the 2 mechanisms. This is why content works well if you get it dialed in, because you build trust at scale. This is why DMs work, because you can build trust in the DM if you have a good DM. Let me respell that, right? Now, what we used to do, what's the difficult thing about phone systems is that to pull out someone's phone system and put a new one in the past like 20, 30 years, it's a shit show. It's like so hard, so difficult. So someone's got to be really, really convinced if they're going to change phone systems. Now it's easy with the new tech, but back in the day, they had to port numbers, they had to do all this stuff. It was just a disaster. And IT people hated phone systems. So the way we got into the businesses was we positioned that we did a free audit of their phone system. We'd be like, hey, we'll do a free audit of your phone system. We'll show you how much extra you're getting charged, how much you can save. We'll clean it all up, all that kind of stuff. So I used to cold call people as a complete stranger, and I'd say, hey, this is Matthew Lakajev calling from IntelliSense. Bill, you weren't expecting my call at all. Do you have a moment? I promise to be brief. I'd say something like that. And they'd be like, yeah, sure. Because And then I go, cool, like we're a telephone billing company. I've worked with these other similar businesses to you guys. What we do is we take your bills for free, we analyze them, and I know you guys probably have the Telstra bills like these other guys. I just wanted to schedule a time we could come in and we could do a free phone order. And then sometimes they'd ask questions like, what's the catch, all this kind of stuff. And I'd be like, well, the way we work is like we go in, we audit your phone bills, and whatever we can save you, we charge 3 months of the difference if savings. I'm like, oh, okay, cool, understand. That kind of wasn't the caveat. We wanted to get their phone system, but that was kind of how to get them in the door. So we go stranger. Then our process was, okay, cool. And we have meeting one. And between meeting, so this would be meeting one here. Between stranger and meeting one, we'd also ask them for some info. Hey, do you mind sending us some information about you, blah, 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 all that kind of stuff. And then we jump on the call. There'd be me, there'd be Michael. Michael was more of the tech guy, so very bit different personality type to me. Michael and I would gauge, okay, who does the person like? Do they like me more or do they like Michael more? Because a lot of IT people hate salespeople. They hated me. They just took the call because they were like, it sounds like a pretty good offer, right? It's free. And so we'd get on the call. Michael would just ask them heaps of questions about their phone system. And because he used to work for Telstra, he knew all the ins and outs that they've been doing for like the past 5 years. And so he knew all the history. And so he'd be like in the know and the lingo. And then we had this meeting, we'd build trust and we'd build rapport in the meeting, right? In this actual meeting, we're building more trust here. And then that's during the meeting, right? And then what we'd say at the end, we'd be like, cool, if you guys just send us all your phone bills, we've got a team that can analyze them and then we'll get back to you and we'll kind of like show you how much we can save, right? And then be like, cool. And so we would receive bills here, and then we literally had a team in India who analyzed all the bills. AI could probably do it now, but they just analyzed all the bills. And we did it as a sunk cost. It cost us money, like a few $100s. And then we'd say, okay, cool. After this meeting, we're going to plan the next meeting. We're going to review the bills and we're going to do the next meeting after that. Actually, what we used to do is we'd go meeting one and then we'd receive the bills. We'd have meeting two where Michael would ask some questions. And then we would have meeting three where we'd present the findings. So we'd literally have 3 meetings where we're moving them along the trust thing. But the key of what we were doing during these meetings is each time we're building trust, we're building rapport, building trust, building rapport. Because when someone truly trusts you, they didn't think of us as salespeople anymore. They were like, man, these guys are like going after big bad Telstra. Fuck Telstra. This is like some big company. These are young consulting guys like helping us out. Like this is amazing. And so by the time we got to meeting 3, like the person's like, man, you guys just came out of nowhere. You just helped me solve all these problems. This is amazing. And we'd build them like a report, which the IT person could take to the board and take to the finance people. And like we just did it wasn't even that good. We were pretty bad at design. The first few reports were terrible. But like we gave them the use case. And so our pitch was then, hey, now what we'll do is we'll work with you and charge $0. I'm not suggesting this business model for everyone, just showing you what we did. We'll work with you. We charge $0. And then when you get the savings off your bill, because we usually identify that they can save 30% to sometimes 80% of the whole bill, we charge the difference. And after we remove it off the bill. And so for them, it was literally a no-brainer. Like one business, we saved them. It was like $40,000 a month just from like a line item. And they were like, fuck. And what happened though was that when we went through this process, the first few times was when we reached out to people in government, we quickly worked out that they couldn't really pay us because they had budgetary constraints. And some of them, no joke, they just ran away with this stuff. And so we fixed that up later on because we used to give them like all the Google Sheets, and Michael used to do that, Excel sheets, because he used to build his business off referrals before, so he just trusted people. Now we just we're not giving them all that kind of stuff because it's just too hard. And so that didn't really work. These nonprofits were really, really slow moving, like really, really difficult, just because a lot of people that work there just didn't give a shit. Like it was really bad to hear because it's a nonprofit, but they just didn't care from our experience anyway. I'm sure everyone's not like that, but just from our experience. Now, the people that did give a shit was healthcare, but the rural Indigenous Australian healthcare centers gave a shit because it mattered from a compliance point. If their phone went down, that's a very bad thing if someone's sick. Telstra, because they were rural, Telstra was the only people that could actually cover them. Like it really like it affected them and they wanted to make the change. So the way we did it is we identified from meeting these few people, but we found the person that most like needed the change. So it's like we went through, we gave this free service delivery. Some people ran away with it, but we then identified who is the person that truly needs this. Like they need it. And if they don't have it, there's like bad things will happen. Because the process of doing this was like essentially shining that's not a microphone, that's not a magnifying glass, but like we're shining a light on what's happening, but we provide them the report, but it was very high level, but they couldn't go and do it themselves. So like the process of the free stuff was to help them discover from us and trust us that like, hey, we can't do this ourselves. Like we like this is like too hard. We need your help. And this is why free services work so well, but it only works if at the end of it if they need to feel like they're going to get a massive benefit and that they have to work with you and you're the only one. Because they might go through and like, you know, people make me say YouTube thumbnails and stuff like that. It's like, you don't know anything about my context. It's like, but when you get so deep, when they trust you so much, like over here, the cost of them trying to find someone else is just too high. It's just, fuck me, I got to find someone else. Like that's so difficult. So that's what you want to become. And that's why the free services angle works so well. But there has to be like, this is like comes with any sales process. It doesn't matter if you give something away for free or not. There has to be a need, like a true need. Like people that join this program, right? We've found through analyzing data, unless someone's got a true need, like, you know, someone stopped paying or they need to niche down or like something happened in their life. It's called a compelling event. Nothing happened, but you need to create this and create the need. And so I'll go you through now how I'd think about and plan and structure your own system. And I'm not saying you got to do 3 meetings or all that kind of stuff, but I'll talk you through how to think about this as you're going to use ChatGPT. So I'll just go, hey, ChatGPT, I need to build. So I'm actually a video editor for LinkedIn. And so what I do is I find other creators on LinkedIn who actually post videos, like who are posting content on the platform, usually coaches or consultants, usually smaller business owners. And I know when they're true experts that if they post video content, they're going to get more reach, they're going to get more eyeballs, all that kind of stuff, because video is going quite well now. And previously what I did is I reached out to a few people and I created them a free video, and some of them took me 6 to 10 hours and it just went terribly. And it was like really, you know, they just ran away with my work. How do I build an actual process, how I can identify the right people, qualify them, reach out to them, give them free value, show them that they need me, all that kind of stuff. Like maybe what I do is I just make the video and then I don't even give it to them. I just show them what it looks like. But like, can you build me a process where I can meet them, what I do before the meeting, what I do during the meeting, what I do after meeting, so I can guarantee that I'm going to give them value, and then I can also like highlight the issues that they've got, and so that they truly do want to work with me. So just talk me through this, please. Cool. And so you want to give so much context and input into the GPT and then go back and forth into the process, right? And so as you're going through and giving out free stuff, if you're going to do it, you know, identifying the right clients, reaching out, text-based content. So who are they, right? You're going to search for those people, search for posts that I help this person. So that's a good LinkedIn profile search, a type of outreach message, what you're going to say as well. And then I need to keep talking to the GPT and say, okay, I don't need you to structure my outreach messages or maybe all that kind of stuff as well. What I just really want you to do is like structure me, like what are the things that I need to do and the things that I don't need to do in regards to making sure that they don't run away with it. Because I just need to make sure if I'm going to be investing this time and building the trust with these people, it's really going to add impact to them. And like, I'm going to get clients out of it as well, if you know what I mean. Like, how do I truly do that? And just talk me around the logic and the thought process, maybe not as much as the exact tactics as well of what I'm going to do. Cool. I'll wait till that loads there now as well, and we'll come back to it. But it's very much about creating this scenario where like you've done something for someone, and at the end of it, they're like, "Oh, of course I'd want more. Of course. Like, why would I not?" And you need to create that scenario, because if they are running away with the free work, either they don't feel the value, or like they're not properly, you know, they're not probably valuing the work. They feel like they don't even need it. They don't really know. There's a whole bunch of stuff like that could be in there, but you need to structure it in a way so that it becomes a no-brainer. it's like, of course this is going to happen, if you know what I mean. Let's go back to this, right? Got clear structure, getting advantage, what to not to do. What you need to do to ensure, right? Establish the right expectations up front, right? You just set the clear expectations. This is what I'm going to do, right? So that they know. Because if you don't establish pre-expectations, someone's like, I thought you're just giving out free stuff. Give them just enough to make a decision. That makes a lot of sense. So if you might make like 3 videos or whatever, and then literally you just give them 1. And then don't even give it to them. Just show it to them. Hey, can I have it? No. You know, what not to do. Identify if they actually need in video before investing. Do they like video? Do they want video? What's their goals? What are they retaining? All that kind of stuff. Anchoring the value of the business to their business goals of how you actually do that. And so the way I think about this like problem is you use ChatGPT and go back and forth. Some kind of micro commitments as well. What not to do, have clear next steps. Like, you know, another thing is like book the, you know, like what we did, we booked 1, 2, 3 meetings, like back and forth after each other. So all these things like super crucial, summary of what to do, and then go back and forth and then build more and more and more of a plan as well at the same time. So I wanted to share this because there's a lot of mistakes that are made when it comes to giving away free content or free services in exchange for things. You need to solve these things first in order to be able to do the free things. Anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed this. Catch ya.